This video is brought to you by our online store, A Cup of Our Studio. Link down below where you can buy digital goods. We appreciate any and all support. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back. This channel is shared and run by two sisters. I'll be your host, Star. For today's video, I am challenging myself to bring substances to forgotten OCs, or I guess in this case, one forgotten OC. Back in 2022 for a rendering practice, if you can even call it that, I designed this girl with vitiligo. Other than her physical identifier, she has nothing else going for her, so I'm about to give her some life. Even without a name, I knew she, alongside the other guy that I was originally planning to do for this video as well, would join the same world my other OCs, Vanessa, Elijah, and Jonas, are a part of. The only non-fantasy world / storyline that I have shown them those three characters a lot, I believe, in like the past couple of years in different drawing videos. So if you're curious on who they are or what they look like, check those out. Maybe I'll link one or two so you can like jump there immediately. But in that world, it mainly focuses on Elijah. He attends a performing arts college, and these other OCs inhabit the world that he lives in. I had majors like listed out for them and knew when I was drawing her, she would end up being or filling out the journalist / writer role. In fact, she runs the Nyx magazine where she writes stories, articles, and showcases her friends. I have definitely poorly drawn magazine related art in the past couple of years for my other OCs, I think starting back in 2021, I believe. I definitely want to get better at that in the future, for sure. I decided that she was going to run this magazine. I don't know. Let's dig a little bit deeper on the girl behind it all. First up, I'm calling her Devon. When Googling that name, it has Irish origins, meaning poet, and I think that is fitting for her line of work, or at least what she wants to end up doing for her professional career. Out of the current cast of like five-ish characters I have, Devon would be the oldest, 20 in junior year, probably turning 21 soon. There are two other characters who would also be juniors, but her birthday would be before theirs. So yeah, Devon is 20 in her junior year as a journalism student. Here is kind of like a little vague story idea that I have been thinking about for her. So if she ever was like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be rude, but if she ever had like a solo little arc within this like vast world, here's kind of like what like of importance that would bring. So yeah, for a creative writing final project, she would have created a personal digital magazine after months of not knowing what she wanted to do for that final, or maybe after months of going back and forth with various ideas. That's probably something that she settled on. What the magazine would actually focus on for her project, I'm not sure, but as for what I have been doing so far, is just drawing my like the OCs and slapping them wherever and then calling it Nyx magazine. There's no reason why I called it Nyx other than I just like the name, and I did create the magazine related art stuff before I ever thought of linking it to this world, so there isn't any in-universe reason for that name as well. I didn't really think too much about these pieces. I just wanted a creative way to display my characters that isn't just them standing in a void. But yeah, like I said a little bit earlier, that is something I still want to get better at with my art, but I don't know what her magazine in the universe would be about. I don't really want it to be a fashion magazine, but what I've been doing with it so far as a way to like talk about my OCs, that's not something like what I want either. So I don't know what her creative project, because like the format would be the magazine, I don't know what the actual stuff in the magazine would be yet, but you know, that's not something I need to think about right now, so that's future me to decide. But other than that, I'm still thinking more about her, so I don't have much other than what I just said. So I guess we will transition and talk about the art now. I started this redesign process knowing that I wanted to draw 3 outfits for each of the redesigns that I will end up doing. If I am gonna draw them and probably not draw them again because I do that so well, I want to make sure that I have more than just one full body shot of them. You know, I gotta sprinkle them. I gotta sprinkle and give them a little bit of love. So for each of my OCs, I like to designate fashion styles or clothing items to help me know what to draw For my OC Elijah, I focus on urban streetwear clothing. For Jonas, I like to collect references with sweater vests, light colored striped shirts, and kind of an overall muted natural cream color palette. For Vanessa, I focus on brighter pastel almost colors, elegant clothing items, and an overall stylish appeal, given that she is supposed to be an aspiring fashion designer. So for Devin, like some of my other characters, I want to tie it into her personality or major. I thought she would dress very, like, I don't know if, kind of schoolgirl like, not entirely academic fashion, because I feel like those colors lean to be too dark for the style that I'm looking for her. Of course, I use the help of Pinterest to get the style down, but I didn't copy anything one for one. I like to mix and match different Pinterest stuff that I see to make a new outfit. But I do want to challenge myself to create my own. Obviously nothing is original, so I'm gonna be stemming from like maybe outfits I have in like real life or stuff I've seen like on social media and stuff like that. But I can end up scrolling on Pinterest for way too long, longer than I really need to. So maybe just doing something from the top of my head, would be best. But yeah, I don't know. That's something I'll probably do in the future. Originally I started this piece back in January and didn't finish it into the middle of March, actually. I just never had time to finish it. I was definitely invested in the beginning to color and render everything. But given that this was started 2 months ago and I'm doing the voiceover in April, so I don't know why it's taking me so long. But yeah, given that at the time, I did this piece 2 months ago, originally in January to March, I did feel like it was kind of time to move on from it. So I kind of half-assed the rendering in the middle piece and then kept the other two just flat, even though I forced myself to kind of like sit down and finish up the piece to kind of something that I believe was presentable enough that I would, feel comfortable posting. I don't think the piece itself is bad. I wasn't ever going to fully render like everything originally, or at least like not to like a really high standard, but I would have at least done something of like, a little bit more with all three of the poses and, drawings for her. But yeah, I just kind of feel like it was time for me to move on, because it was a very slow time in the beginning of the year for art for me. So yeah, I only just rendered kind of half-assedly the middle piece or the middle pose of her. For the actual process itself, I didn't do much differently than I always do. I wrote down some notes for myself to keep in mind what I wanted for her in terms of style and colors. I did the same for my other characters, because while they will dress in whatever color fit the clothing, I wanted to ensure they had a main color that repeats in all of their clothing, or is in at least a majority of like the time that I draw them. So for example, Elijah wears green in a lot of my past drawings of him, because green is a staple color, because the first time I ever drew him, I drew him with the green shirt. So for Devin, hers is going to be brown, and then maybe I'll include orange if I needed to work with a brighter color for her outfit, because I feel like, they're very close. So the middle piece got that kind of color scheme, that bright brownish orange appeal to it. Definitely maybe too much of it. I could have added some other colors in there to kind of break up the uniformness of that color palette. The left and right piece, I wanted to experiment with other colors and to help brighten up the canvas with the muted kind of colors in the center. I think I'll add cream to her scheme, like a cream color as well, to kind of help break up that muted palette. Like if I were to go back, like the bottom of her skirt would be a similar color to the boot that's on the left, like her left pose, or even like the sock color. Maybe more of the sock color, because then it might blend in too much with her skin tone if it was the other one. Oh, something I like doing was her hairstyles. I do this with my OC Vanessa. I would change up her hairstyles every time I drew her. And it just keeps things interesting for me. And I don't know when I'll draw her again. And so I want to play with variety of like hairstyles. So let me know what you think. I think my favorite hairstyle is probably the one on the right. I think my favorite outfit is probably the one on the left. I don't know. I think it's a color scheme is just so perfect together, and I think it stands out on the page more for, having more of a brighter look. So that's actually making me rethink what I want her color scheme to be, because I don't want anything that would darken her up more. I want something that would pop against her skin tone. So maybe I should be thinking about yellows and orange and stay away from browns. Gold would be another one that would help pop against her skin tone as well. I don't know, just thoughts. After I was done and ready to post on socials and do this voiceover and blah, 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 I knew that I couldn't not do a magazine cover for her. Like, if she is supposed to be the one who runs the magazine cover, like, she should get her own magazine cover. And then for my other OC that I did not redesign, but I probably will redesign and also do a video for, he would also have his magazine cover. And then it'll kind of like fit that all 5 characters in this universe got some sort of magazine related art, and I was like, I will feel perfect about it, and then I would never have to do it again. I don't know, maybe. But I took the designs of the drawings that I did, and then I also went on to Pinterest to find magazines to reference off from. I don't do this, like I've never done this before when I did those magazine covers, but I felt like maybe if I had obviously like a basis, it would make them a little bit more interesting than it has been in the past. And I want to say like my skills improved like 10 times because I did this. But like I said, I do think taking elements and, kind of referencing them, definitely made it look better than what I've done in the past. So the things on this page, I just felt like stands out a little more. It looks more creative, homemade than the things I've done before. And I think it just kind of shows further growth. And I'm actually really happy with the overall look. Yeah. I don't know. I really like it. Okay, so yeah, that was my redesign. I don't even know if I can probably really call it that because she didn't really have much of a design to begin with. And it wasn't like I changed anything about her either. Oh, I think something I did forget to add now that I'm like finishing up the script and I'm like top of my head. In the earlier process, I did go on to Pinterest and looked at references that I saw on Pinterest, vitiligo from like real like people, and I saved them all to a board under like her name on Pinterest, and then I referenced that, and so I kind of mixed several different like Pinterest posts that I saw to kind of make her placements feel more intentional, because when I first did it I just kind of slapped whatever. And so yeah, I wanted to add that I did that as well. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I can really call this a redesign since I didn't really like redesign anything. Several things stayed the same, so I don't really know if you can really call this a redesign, but whatever, we're gonna call it a redesign anyways. I don't really care. The last OC that I have to do to kind of complete this is this guy here. I have some other drawings of random characters that I could, like those two, just decide to put into this world. But I think he's going to be the last one that's going to be added actually as a main character. Other OCs might, come from these random drawings that I have here and there, or maybe I would think of new characters, so, they will end up coming eventually. I don't know when I'll get to him, as I'm working on some other artworks right now that are going to be turned into videos. But definitely this year, hopefully before the summer, I will give him some attention. Yeah, okay, so this is it. Let me know your thoughts below on Devin. Which is your favorite outfit? I'd love to know. Follow my socials linked down below and show this girl some much needed love. Consider also checking out my sister and I's Etsy shop and our online store. We recently had a launch earlier March of some digital goods that we think you'll love. With that said, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot. Jen and I will see you in another video. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay cool, because thank God winter is over. Yeah, peace. Bye, guys.